What is good, everyone? What is good? Welcome back to another video. Today we're jumping back into the Go Battle League arena, this time once again into the Retro Cup to try a team featuring Oranguru. Oranguru is a fantastic generalist in this limited meta. You have great coverage and neutral to plus matchups over a majority of the meta. This is a fantastic time to point out that given the limited nature of the Retro Cup, there are no darks, there are no steel types, so the only typing that's going to be resisting psychic type moves is going to be psychic itself, and there are not a ton of psychic type Pokemon out there, making Oranguru both unique and also situating it as a great generalist. We're going to be pairing the orangutan with Frostlass on the lead, as well as Dunsparce, making this team very strong in pretty much all neutral matchups and allowing us to rely on our gameplay to secure the wins. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop straight into some battles and see if we can make Oranguru work for us today. Getting into the first one, we have Frostlass on the lead against Dunsparce. This is not a fantastic lead for us, as Dunsparce will be able to win all even shield scenarios. Like this, we're going to be pivoting out into our Dunsparce and we're going to draw out the opponent's Altaria. Now, this looks like a not great matchup for the opponent because it isn't. Altaria will be losing this matchup and we do grab their first shield, but the idea here from the opponent likely is that they have already seen our Frostlass and they know that their Altaria is better suited here, aligned with our Dunsparce, as opposed to against our Altaria, where it will just get absolutely deleted by our Ice type moves. Like this, we're able to win alignment by firing off multiple rock slides. We also gain shield advantage. Opponent brings in Dragalge. We're going to throw this super effective drill run and bang, it does massive damage onto the opponent's poison dragon type Pokemon. Like this, their dragon type is very low. We can easily expend a shield here, although they haven't built up to the outrage. So I'm going to let this Aqua Tail go for the aggressive farm down. This is just going to be another Aqua Tail. Will I call it? Yes, I will. Am I getting a little bit greedy here? Yes, I am. But this is an Oranguru showcase, so I'm okay with going for the aggressive farm down before pivoting into my Oranguru to secure this matchup for us. We do have two shields. Oranguru is rather bulky, so there you see how much damage we're going to be receiving from a drill run. That was for science purposes, but we should be shielding everything from here. I'm playing it a little bit spicy, going for the two shield BM flex. It's not BM, it's just culture, as Future Sight smacks the opponent's Dunsparce. We're able to confusion down the Dragalge as Oranguru calls game. Well played by the opponent. Thank you for the match. Hopping into the next battle, we have a mirror lead, Frostlass against Frostlass. Now, if you've played in the Retro Cup at all, or pretty much in any Great League format at all, you know how sweaty these matchups are. I don't want to be in a Frostlass v Frostlass, so we're going to try and catch the opponent's Shadow Ball on our Dunsparce, but like most Frostlass players, including myself, I suppose, they are baiting on the first, so instead of catching the Shadow Ball, we unfortunately catch the Avalanche and we're forced to expend one shield here. We have too much energy to let go. As we do see Spike on the screen here, I apologize. I do take a lot of these battles from the Twitch streams, but we have gone one shield down. I don't want to go full shields down. Opponent able to KO our Dunsparce, take shield advantage, win alignment, but we're able to get the aggressive farm down with our Frostlass. We now have about 1.5 avalanches banked here, and we will be firing it, our Shadow Ball off into the opponent's Lantern. Opponent intelligently bringing in their Lantern here, knowing that they very likely just removed our hardest counter to their Lantern in the Dunsparce. As the opponent building up to the Surf, firing off that Surf, and now getting our Frostlass on the brink of critical health range, they're going to be expending their first shield here, and I was thinking to myself, I definitely should have baited there, knowing that they are more than likely going to shield. But like this, the opponent will be able to KO our Frostlass with another Surf, and here we do see the unfortunate reality of GBL at times. The opponent lagging out this may have been an even closer battle than it already was. But provided they do have Venusaur in the back, I feel a little bit less guilty about it, as maybe the confusions and a foul play would have been enough to KO the Venusaur. They may not have had that much play into our Oranguru. Regardless, we're able to call game. Well played by the opponent. Unfortunate lag there, but thank you for the match. Hopping into the next battle, we have FANTASTIC on the lead against our Frostlass. Now, this is a good matchup for our Frostlass. We're able to outpace the opponent, and we will be able to full send this Shadow Ball here, which does go shielded by the FANTASTIC. We have to make a call here. Will it be the Rock Slide or will it be the Psycho Boost? It is in fact the Thunderbolt. So the opponent very likely running Thunderbolt and Psycho Boost. And here they have just built up to the Psycho Boost. So we're going to allow it to go through. It does do respectable damage, but now the opponent's FANTASTIC is staying in. So we're going to fire off this Avalanche, as they are very nearly in Avalanche range before they pivot out into their Lantern, and we build back up to the Shadow Ball, which we will definitely be utilizing in the late game situation before pivoting out into our Dunsparce. We have Dunsparce up against the opponent's Lantern. There you see Thunderbolt is going to do a little bit more than 30%, but our Drill Run will do heavy, super effective damage onto the opponent's Lantern. We're easily able to tank whatever the opponent's going to be throwing here, and it will be the Surf, meaning we can still farm up a little bit. I could have thrown one more roll out there, as the opponent did not have enough energy to fire off another move. But like this, they're going to be bringing in their Medicham. This is really good for us, as we now have the alignment that we want. Oranguru aligned against the opponent's Medicham. Medicham isn't going to have very much for our Oranguru. They are dealing neutral damage with their counters, provided our normal typing, but Psychic will be resisted, as we are a normal Psychic type, as the opponent able to somehow catch our foul play onto their FANTASTIC. Will this be a critical deciding factor in this matchup? I don't think so, as we're going to be claiming the opponent's final shield here. As we are able to successfully do so, we can allow our Oranguru to go down, but here's a little bit more BM, knowing that we are going to be winning CMP with our Frostlass, and knowing that this is an Oranguru showcase, I want to preserve the orangutan, don't want it to go down. Like this, we're able to swap back into our Frostlass and call game with the Shadow Ball. Well played by the opponent. Thank you for the match. Hopping into the next battle, we have Cofagrigus on the lead against our Frostlass. We're going to pivot immediately into our Dunsparce, and we're able to draw out the opponent's Surfetched. Surfetched is a bit of a problem for this team, as all of my Pokemon do receive some type of super effective damage from the duck. So the opponent dealing super effective counter damage onto our Dunsparce, and they're going to hit our Frostlass and Oranguru for super effective damage with the Night Slashes. So we're able to gain shield advantage here, but the opponent will easily be able to grab a shield right back with this first Night Slash, as we will be shielding the Night Slash, hoping to get the farm down. Will we get the farm down? No, we're not able to, as we instead catch the Night Slash onto our Oranguru. Was this a great play? I'm not entirely sure, as it's still going to be dealing super effective damage to us. And here I do make a bit of a misplay. I over farm, going for proper move timing, but instead of throwing right when I get to the move, before I get debuffed, and now this foul play will be thrown with a -1 attack stat. It does minimal damage to the opponent's Dugong, and I do make another critical misplay, although we choose to not shield, luckily I suppose for us, as our Frostlass is our final remaining Pokemon. We don't want it to be debuffed in the endgame scenario. I'm not entirely sure what the win con is here, as the opponent still does have the Coffin, still does have one shield. They can easily shield this up. Our only win con is that they no shield, and they shield our Shadow Ball. Able to call game. Well played by the opponent, horribly played by me. Thank you for the match. Diving into the next battle, we have the Dream lead, Frostlass on the lead against Altaria. Opponent recognizing this, crushing our dreams, at least for the time being, pivoting out into their Dugong. Dugong going to reach its first charge move, which will be the Icy Wind. We will now be debuffed in our attack by 1 stage, but these rock slides will still be dealing super effective damage onto the opponent as we're able to outpace them to the next charge move, meaning that this rock slide will still be pressuring the opponent's health. We've gained 1 shield from them. The question is, will we be matching shields at some point to maintain or to preserve alignment? It looks like it's too far gone from here, unfortunately, as we are now double debuffed in our attack. Will the opponent go for the farm down? They do go for the farm down, and the opponent able to successfully farm us down with their dugong. That is extremely unfortunate, as it may have been the better play to expend 1 shield and make a play for switch there. And like this, we're going to go for the aggressive farm down, but now I'm realizing we're definitely not going to be able to get there, as our powder snows are going to be resisted by the opponent, but we see that they are ABA weak to Frost Blast. We are debuffed in our attack, and like this, I'm going to fire off the Shadow Ball, gain the opponent's final shield before pivoting into our Oranguru. I'm realizing here that 1, we want to clear our debuffs, but 2, we also realize that Frost Blast is going to be our win con most likely. So we need to preserve the health on our Ice Princess. As Oranguru has charged up to nearly back-to-back foul plays here, we're able to just about KO the opponent, but no, foul play is a non-stab move, so they are able to survive on a handful of HP. They're pivoting back into their dugong. We're gonna go for the aggressive farm down. Will we get there? No, we will not be able to get the farm down. This is going to be an extremely close battle, as we're forced to throw our energy into the opponent's dugong. We need to get to the charge move against the Altaria. We're able to get there. Was this a critical mistake by the opponent? Could they have brought in their Jellicent to hex us down? They were able to get there as the opponent hexes us down. Simultaneous KO. Well played by them. Thank you for the match. We have another fantastic lead on the next match. Meganium on the lead against our Frostlass. Opponent going to immediately safe swap into their own Frostlass, and this is going to be a very close matchup as we are behind by 1 turn. We're now at the back-to-back rock slides, which will be able to KO the Altar or the Frostlass from here, but no, they're able to survive on a handful of HP, and we're going to allow them to win alignment for free. This may have been another mistake, but I do want the farm on the Frostlass, as we're able to successfully farm the opponent down. They choose to not delay the inevitable. Frostlass with energy is extremely lethal in this limited meta, as we do call game. Well played by the opponent. Thank you for the match, and well played by all of my opponents today. I had a really great time building the Oranguru, running it for the very first time today. Did I run it most optimally? I would definitely say not. If I had the opportunity to run it again, I feel like there are some adjustments I might make. I might run it in the lead. I might use it more effectively as a safe swap. And it's also helpful now knowing how much damage a non-stab foul play will do from the Oranguru. These are all just things to consider if you are thinking about building the Pokemon or running it for yourself. Thinking about how Oranguru fits into this limited meta definitely makes me feel like it's more of a functional Hypno, where it's relatively bulky, has at least decent coverage on a majority of the meta, but it does take a significant amount of time to charge up to its charge moves, provided the fast move of Confusion. So you're going to be dealing heavy neutral to super effective damage with your fast move, but Confusion is not the best charging fast move, so just keep that in mind when you're running Oranguru, and also keep in mind that you're going to be receiving neutral damage from pretty much all of the meta. So normal psychic typing was not as advantageous as I had initially anticipating, because you're still receiving significant damage from counters as well as from ghost type moves. So just bear in mind those things as well. But if you made it this far in the video, please leave me a comment down below letting me know how you're doing in your battles, as well as how things are going for you in general. But that's going to be all from me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Remember to enjoy the small things. Peace.